We go to the bottom of the first. Here's a speed threat. Randy Rosarena. Takes it every day, ready to go whenever the manager calls. Comes up empty on the swing, 0-2 now. Nice inning on offense, got some runs across. This is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope they don't get through this inning. That's back up there while they're hot. Down on strike. And there's one down. Wander Franco next to hit for the Rays. He was 0 for 4 in Wednesday's game. And that one fouled off. Next up is
Let's give him a little circle change-up action here. Ball down, easy play, first base, for the out, let's go. Strike one. Strike two. Give him the heat.
Next up, the 0-2. And a foul only stays alive. And there's a
foul ball.
Right into the plate.
Got him! 1, 2, 3.
As he gets in 1, 2, 3. Rays held in check here, and they're down 2-0.
Friday night with 2 more game sixes. Celtics going 7:30 Eastern with Milwaukee trying to close out the series at home.
Bottom of the inning, Austin Meadows goes down.
Warriors set the Warriors will bounce back. The DLF game got lost. Coverage begins at 8.
Back to work.
Pitching for a strike. 2 weeks ago, and just to refresh your memory here, Kenny Pickett was the first and only quarterback selected in the first round going to the Pittsburgh Steelers with a 20th overall pick. He joins Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph.
Next one, misses. And the count down 1-2.
For the first time since 2003. Our Steelers reporter, Brooke Pryor.
Next up is Phil
today. Pickett worked out and addressed the media. And Brooke, what did you see out of Kenny Pickett today?
High fly ball, pretty well struck out towards right center.
Confident. All the things that you would expect.
Bounces off the wall.
I mean, after all, he has been around here for the last 5 years.
A lot of ground to make the play over there, Chris. That camp shows us what the challenging was to get to that ball.
George Springer! Are you kidding me?
Good instincts off the bat, man. He took a great route to get there. That's pretty special. And now the hitter, G-Man Short.
Might not have known all those guys' names, think that he was going to get done at lunch, but he was still commanding in the huddle. And just the brief walkthrough that we saw from him, about an hour and 15 minutes out here on the field, he was talking to the
Strike one.
Everyone involved. Signs of a good leader. And he
Strike two. Give him the heat.
He said he has
Just outside.
of course, we'll have more stuff on that here in just a minute. Well, thank you so much. As a reminder, Pickett broke Deshaun Watson's record for the most touchdown passes in a single season.
One down, base is empty. Right side, Hartley.
2 down.
In his last 15 seasons as head coach, after now Mike Tomlin has
The dirt count is 2-0. And the pitch.
while playing maybe a little short. That's why I go to you, Robert. When do you think we will see Kenny Pickett if we do it all?
Damn. Walked him.
Francisco Mejia coming up to hit. And that's in there for strike one. Fly ball, very well straight field. Back there. And it's gone.
Fuck.
Just an exit swing way around. He had that sound coming off the bat that gets everyone's attention. Pitch to drive, short to the baseball, square to the backspin faded out. This one high in the air.
Get him.
And that is Springer. Makes the play, and it's out number 3. Down to the top of the third. We are tied 2-2. As we go to the rest of the third. Here's Carolina.
Oh, what a play at first.
Now it's Randy Arozarena. Striking out to start the game.
Easy play. Kevin Gozman.
Next offering is down low. Close one, doesn't get the call. Tied up here in the early going. Slow rolling first.
Kevin Gozman, how's it going?
Rays going over 2-3. And ready to go. And now Randy. That's in for a strike. And he's down low. Swings through it. And the righty deep. This one in the air center.
Easy pop fly. Got it. One down.
Now it's Austin Meadows. He's 0 for 1. And first offering is down low.
Matt Ryan, he's been playing at a level, I think, that's kind of unnoticed. The team hasn't been all that competitive. You know, he's had some moments where he hasn't been at his best.
Got him.
And there's two away.
Still played an extremely high level.
G-Man Shaw.
Defense, they're well coached. I expect
Strike one.
Initial offer.
Just one season ago in that game against
That's
Jacksonville.
pitch inside. And the counter's down 1-1.
Give him the heat. Good night.
And he struck him out. Rays retired in order. Nothing to do with Tampa. And this game is still tied at 2-2.
absolutely, because my guy, my fellow GC brother, Matt Ryan is on.
Welcome back. Shot by Butler. Singleton. Set to get us started. Bottom 5. Yandy Diaz.
Oh, the fifth. 2-2 tie.
Bounce to the left
Outside.
Bichette
Gets the ball. First for the out. What a play by Bo Bichette. Strike one.
The next offering misses. And it's a ball and a strike.
Well, on the ground, very efficient. Producing outcomes.
Strike two. He went out way outside with that one. Give him the heat. And we put some down. 2 down.
When you commit to throwing that same fastball on your full side, lost the strike zone.
Strike one.
That was excellent execution of that pitch. Really tied it in.
Oh! What a play! Matty Chapman, baby, with the glove.
But I think we ended up as a more complete, this rush was a more complete team all the way around.
I mean, let's just be honest, too. The Falcons were still in the playoffs.
Trials up 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th. Strike one. Easy play to first. Bichette. For the out. One down.
Bottom of the sixth. At the plate now for the Rays is Randy Arozarena. That one's in there on 1-1.
Well, it's the best pitch in baseball. Strike one. Get ahead on a good hitter as well. There's a little bit more confidence when you get back.
Home team down the run as the Rays try to punch back.
Got him. 2 down.
And he's down on strikes for the second time today. On the ground.
Oh! Chapman! First for the out, baby! Back-to-back beautiful plays by Matt Chapman. Doing it again.
Bottom of the seventh. And now it's Brandon Lowe.
First hit allowed today. Baraki will now come in. Judge brings it back. Aaron Judge. Can you believe it?
A nice grab out there. G-Man Shore now playing.
No surprise to see a pitch hitter here for lefty matchup.
The last dive you'll ever buy. To order, call 1-800-664-5089 or go online to NutriBlade.ca. That's 1-800-664-5089 or go to NutriBlade.ca. Order now.
Judge.
Judge coming across. And it's caught out.
2 down.
Down to third baseman.
G's lead this game 3-2.
First off, this is the mark. Your base runner, you've got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get in the scoring position. To first,
Hawk. Hawk. Oh, come on! That's not Steph. Are you kidding me?
stepping in for the Rays, Kevin Kiermaier.
That is some horse shit right there. This game hates me.
Next off, he's in for a strike.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see a visit from the pitching coach here. Just to remind him, focus on the hitter, don't worry about anything else.
I'm not, but they're hitting it.
On the ground, right side. Save!
What? Come on!
To the plate now for the Rays, the DH, Randy Arozarena.
Oh my fucking God. Wow, that's trash.
Just so sound in his mechanics. It's against the firm front side, and the hands just continue to get the middle of the field.
Here's Warner Franco. The switch hitter batting in there.
Burn it, RIP.
That's hard hitting.
Springer!
And George makes the grab. And that was it. Now the plate for score. We look ahead to inning number 8. It's the Rays 6. So out of the plate, it's the right-hander, JT Jaguar. Hasn't pitched in a while. He's had the last 5 days off.
Who is this Gary Carter guy?
First pitch, he was going to sell out to it. Didn't make any contact though.
That's in the field, baby. I'll take it.
It's Aaron Judge now.
I gotta give it to the Broncos, man. Look at Jeff Deacon, like, not even fazed by what just happened. I love it when it's cameo.
First offering is
It's like filmed in a hallway with all these A-listers. And Schefter, you're included. How did that all come together?
Well, I actually was going to be in Denver for a day, and I was a very brief stay. And during my stay, I got very sick and was able to get the video in.
This is a very inning. After scoring all those runs, you want your pitcher to come out and just blow them down.
Come on, Judge.
Speaking of the Denver Broncos, let's talk about this.
Judge strikes out.
If they see the red dot, it's typically a slider. Guys got high spin rates. It's very difficult to determine, and that's probably why we saw a swing and miss right there. Just a nasty pitch.
Altuve in the box with one away as he takes ball one. Carter stands at first with one out.
What do you expect to see in Russell Westbrook? Russell Wilson.
He swings and drives one out.
That's a drive. Deep. And gone. See ya.
He's done it again. His second home of the game. And they close the gap. It's 6-5.
That's a big mystery. I mean, what we know about Hackett is he's got West Coast roots. Last couple seasons, he was with Matt LaFleur, so that comes from the Shanahan tree. And, well, some of those things jive with what Russell Wilson does well. Deep shots, play action, the run game. Things that he hasn't really developed over the course of his career. The timing-based route concepts, the Shanahan stuff, which is a section that Russell Wilson has largely avoided over the course of his career. So I'm fascinated to see what this experiment looks like, because until we actually
in the air out to center, drifts towards it. He's got his two away.
I want to tag in here.
And here is Jose Abreu.
What is that? What a beard. It's all tied up and shit.
Out to short.
That's in the field. That's a base hit. Tying man on board.
On this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock, and you'll take that anytime.
Who's got the better speed and stealing? Okay, we got 16 speed, 13 steal. I'm gonna go with this guy.
Looks like we got a substitution at first. Coming in as the bench runner, Jose Abreu. 2 outs. Runner on first. And George Springer has stepped up plate. That is fouled out.
The running game and how instrumental it can be for a quarterback. And I think when you look at, Javonte Williams, I think he has the ability to explode on the scene this upcoming season.
With a single base runner because of all the power, they're dangerous. They tie this thing up and take the lead. Swing and that is that.
Yeah, the Broncos running backs recorded third most rushing yards after contact.
Getting loose there. He's down on the first.
We do have some breaking news up here on the line with that. We go to Adam Schefter.
First offering is fouled out.
We just need to get this inning alive. That's the goal.
Tap to first. Cato hits it to the bag. Leadoff man is out. Here the
Okay, one down, good.
And a little stake in this at-bat, as he's hitting us so far, with his hitting streak in jeopardy.
Good. Hope it stays that way.
Next offering is in for a strike.
This will be his last at bat. Got him.
It's a strikeout. 2 down. 2 outs, bases empty. So next to the plate for Tampa Bay, G-Man Choi.
Yeah,
First pitch, and that's in for a strike.
was an incredible weakness for this group last season. With Marcus Callaway, who I really like as their number 1 receiver. Now he's number 4 because they've gone so far out of their way to make a proof. Of course, Michael Thomas coming back.
So Falcao makes it 1-2.
In the draft, and now Landry. This is a stacked position group, and yet another indication.
And a swing and a miss, and that's that. Down the other, go Braves, as it remains a 6-5 ball game.
Something to say about it, this dude in the game. RB3, what do you think about this?
The Anderson hit. This is his first appearance of the season. Back here at the ballpark, and Chapman up to the plate. Down low right side.
Oh, Chapman. The one time we really need you.
Bichette up to the dish. That's out to center field, and it drops in. But a good job of keeping it close.
All right. We got a guy on base. Good.
Just a very nice approach and swing right there to use the big part of the field. Everything was on time. Steve balanced through the entire swing and just launched that one in the center.
And the dirt.
Look at all the moves, the acquisitions that the Saints have done, whether it be a free agency or the draft. The Saints are going for it right now. Again, when you look at the defense want to be a top-shelf defense.
Comes up.
Come on. What are you doing, Bichette? Don't move.
Crowd locked in right now. 1-run game here in the ninth.
Okay, so now we talked about what this kind of looks like on paper, right? But now that we talked about the quarterback going to look like the wide
2 down.
receiver, what is this offense going to look like now that he's had, I don't know, 30 seconds? I think it's going to look different.
Anderson ready to work. Pitch misses, and the count is 1-2.
Pete Carmichael staying there, but really just because of the talent and the fact that James Winston pushed the ball downfield.
Not good.
Now we will have more opportunities to both run and catch the ball.
Yeah, man, you got a great point there. And I think what Damian talked about with how Jameis played before the injury, even further. He didn't just protect the ball, he played at a high level, but now with these offensive
Anthony Rizzo, runner on first, 2 ball.
put up great numbers as well. So it won't just be that he's not throwing interceptions. He should be able to throw 2 or 3 or 4 touchdowns a game with this offense. And
Saints Browns, by the way, guys, we'll see them go against each other on Christmas Eve.
Just 1 down away, trying to close it.
On paper, the Cowboys.
Yeah.
The entire National Football League next year, but is the roster better than 2021? We'll discuss that and their Super Bowl aspirations next year.
I said no, I don't.
Germs invade through your nose, the body's air filter, but how do you clean it? Navage uses powered suction to help flush out congestion, allergens, mucus, and viruses. Millions use drug-free Navage to breathe better and feel healthier. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
We all believe in the possibilities of tomorrow. And no matter what path you're on, Easy Financial is with you every step of the way. If banks aren't an option, we can help approve you for a loan, so you can manage life's unexpected moments. Make room for new passengers, or make her dream come true. A Apply in minutes without affecting your credit score at easyfinancial.com. Easy Financial. Better tomorrows. What does the excitement of playing Lotto 649 feel like? Get that 649 feeling. The next jackpot is an estimated $11 million, plus the guaranteed $1 million prize.
Welcome to the Subway Eat Fresh Refresh. Locals on the other side, Mark. With new menu items like Maplewood smoked bacon and ham and smashed avocado and turkey. Was that lettuce? Subway, eat fresh, refresh.
Okay, cut. Being a dad means sometimes making decisions that don't win you any popularity contests. But you do it because you care. That's why I'm taking steps to protect my family's financial future.
Welcome to Cover Direct. How can I help?
Hi, I'd like to get a quote on family life insurance, please.
No problem. There's no complicated forms and you can arrange everything right now. If you're a Canadian resident, age 18 to 65, you can apply for up to $1.5 million of coverage and help give your family some peace of mind.
Great.
You won't need a medical or blood test to get approved. You just need to answer a few health and lifestyle questions.
Sounds good.
If you chose $100,000 of coverage, it would be as little as $10.34 a month for the first year. That's just 34 cents a day.
That's less than I thought. It could help pay the mortgage for her or pay for college.
Cover Direct Family Life Insurance is only available from us. You can't buy it anywhere else.
I'll go right ahead.
The smart way to protect your family's future is to get Cover Direct. To get a quote today, call our friendly Canadian team at 1-844-991-2177 or visit coverdirect.ca.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. To unleash more power on the road and on the job site. This is your moment to unleash. Get this great offer on this F-150 only at your local Ford store. King C. Gillette is a complete lineup of tools and facial hair care products. This is the King C. Gillette Style Master, designed with a 4-directional blade and 3-comb attachments to style stubble to the perfect length and give you the edge you've been looking for. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Explore the full King C. Gillette lineup. Asking for you. The killer left this for the white man. Why is he writing to you? You came. I've been trying to reach you.
Panthers latest. All about the Waynes. If we don't stand up, no one will.
Justice. The answer's justice.
Everyone's getting into throwback. Wow, that sounds great. The fun stuff.
Hey, yo!
The binge stuff.
It's the art.
Free stuff. What? You heard me.
All right, I understand.
Focus on Don't talk. Try it.
Are you sure?
Come on. You'll see.
I'd like to also pretty lustful with this stupid question.
Why is it a stupid question? CTV Throwback in Movies.
I'm gonna find out who did this.
Stream anytime on CTV.ca and the CTV app. I guess that's cool. It's CTV.
I love it.
And so much more.
No matter how many stars there are in the sky, no matter the number of times we say, we are not alone in the universe. Our first visit from the stars is always the province of science fiction. Until one day, it isn't.
We've got some breaking news out of New Orleans, and for that we go to Adam Schefter. What can you tell us, Adam?
Well, Jarvis Landry moments ago confirmed that he is signing with the New Orleans Saints, and so the Saints are adding somebody who starred at LSU, who's from Louisiana. He comes home, and now you think about some of the targets that the Saints have at wide receiver that they didn't have at all last season. Jameis Winston this season will get to throw to Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, the first-round pick from Ohio State, Michael Thomas, who's coming back from injury. And the Saints think that they can give the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all they can handle in a race for the NFC South title. It's the reason that the Saints traded one of their first-round picks in next year's draft for this year's draft, because they believe that they're as good as anybody in the NFC. This is another signing, and it comes on the heels of them already adding another former LSU player, Tyrann Mathieu, to their secondary. a few weeks ago, and so they've added a couple of key players here. They continue to try to get better, but Jarvis Landry is coming home to Louisiana, joining the Saints, and giving Jameis Winston one more target he didn't have last season.
Yeah, thank you, Adam. So as you just said, this is kind of a glimpse, I guess, at what the Saints 2022 offense could look like. Obviously, there are those three wide receivers, Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave, and then at left tackle, you see their rookie starting left tackle. That would be Trevor Penning. And so what does this all mean? Well, it means that the Saints, well, they're not afraid of those Tampa Bay Buccaneers led by Tom Brady. It doesn't matter. Speaking of rookies, former Liberty quarterback Malik Willis was the second quarterback taken off the board at the NFL draft, but he didn't hear his name called until the third round, and he went to the Tennessee Titans with the 86th overall pick. Rookie minicamps going on across the league right now, and that includes in Tennessee, where Malik worked out and also had a chance to chat with our own Diana Rossini. Hello, who's in Nashville. And Diana, what did you learn when you had a chance to catch up with Malik?
Here's what I learned, Shay. Rookies are so raw. They've got so much to learn, but it's a good thing. Coach Mike Vrabel telling me he felt optimistic after their first session. Of course, conditioning. That's the big issue on this team. Their top wide receiver that they drafted, Treylon Burks, left about 15 minutes into the workout today, looking very out of breath. So it's something they have to focus on. But the guy that was throwing the ball was Malik. And he told me he was a little nervous last night, headed into his first day of being a professional football player. But he said he settled in. And we talked a little bit about what Ryan Tannehill had to say about him last week. If you recall, Tannehill said that he didn't feel it was his job to be Malik's mentor. Well, here's what Malik had to say about Tannehill's words.
Nothing really. I didn't even know it was nothing until people started talking about it. I was like, oh. But he talked to me. That's what I'm saying. He had us over the house, too. He had all the offensive skills, so we were all chilling, you know. We got to eat a little good food, you know, come together, you know, chill. But, no, he told me that it was just like he want me to know that we're trying to compete. It's not more or less he's just above me off the rip in the hierarchy. I mean, of course he is. He's been in the league 9 years. He's a vet. But he was just letting me know that we on even playing fields. Like I can learn from him, yeah, for sure. But Coach Todd and Coach Pat, they're going to be the ones that's going to be helping me get right.
What do you want the relationship with Ryan to be?
I mean, just competitive. Like, that was cool with me. Like, I wasn't tripping. The competitors, me, him, and Logan, like, that's cool. All them boys cool. They, you know what I'm saying, they talked to us over there at the house. They talked to all the rookies, and everybody was just getting to know us. And it seemed like a family. Like Coach Vrabel always says, it's like a family here. So I felt like that's what they gave off. That's the energy they gave off. So I could see if it was something negative, but it's not.
Yeah, when I talked to Coach Vrabel about everyone's words, Malik's, Ryan's, he said, I just support the way everyone's viewing this. It's a competition, and that's what he wants his players to have out there. And Shay, out here on the field today, I know it was just the first day, and it's orientation, but there was so much yelling and screaming from this coaching staff. I think it was a little bit of a reminder to these young guys that it's about to get real very soon, especially when the rest of the team arrives in June.
All right, good stuff. Diana Rossini, thank you. As a reminder, Malik Willis, I mean, he is tough to bring down. Last season, he recorded 36 broken tackles, 5 more than any other quarterback in the FBS. Time to do a little quick read here on that NFL schedule release that happened yesterday. Mina, starting with you, is there a week maybe that stands out to you where the matchups are just must-watch TV?
Yeah, week 4 has so many good games, beginning with Chiefs-Bucks, obviously one of the best games on the entire schedule. That's Sunday Night Football. I think Rams-Niners, which is Monday night, is also a sneaky good rivalry, and we've seen in recent years that the Niners have given the Rams a uniquely difficult time. And then finally, Bills-Ravens. Those, to me, are 2 of the top contenders in the AFC. Can't wait to see how that plays out.
Yeah, listen, for me, it's week 13. You got, 3 divisional matchups starting with Bills, Patriots. We saw how the Bills wiped the floor with the Patriots in the wild card round. You got the Chargers, Raiders. We saw, how epic that matchup was last season. Saints, Bucks. We see just from today. Yeah. Jarvis Landry coming over, and then obviously Chiefs, Bengals, Colts, Cowboys. That's just a loaded week 13.
Well, guys, for me, it's week 1. All of the anticipation and excitement from the offseason, and the first game they give us is the Bills-Rams, 2 of the best teams and best quarterbacks in the league. Oh, my gosh, you got to be kidding me. Then you got the Broncos and the Cardinals. I mean, just unbelievable matchups. Football fans should be very happy.
I mean, I know we're going to talk a lot, obviously, about Russell Wilson facing his former team, but if you think about those Week 1 matchups, we got to talk about Von Miller going up against the Rams, Darius Smith going up against the Packers. There's a lot of other people going up against their former teams. All right, we saw Schefter make a cameo in the Broncos schedule release video, but stick around to see who else made an appearance in the best of schedule release videos, and that's coming up next here on NFL Live.
Up to 7 unique hybrid layers transforming the comfort and support of a standard spring all-zone mattress, delivering a perfect night's sleep. The Simba Hybrid Mattress. Shop in store at Sleep Country or shop online. Search Simba Sleep now.
What's all the commotion? I go to work sweaty and smelling, co-workers be damned. What?
Newborns are like rubber as they bounce. No, it would be great if they did.
Germs invade through your nose, the body's air filter. But how do you clean it? Navage uses powered suction to help flush out congestion, allergens, mucus, and viruses. Millions use drug-free Navage to breathe better and feel healthier. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
So tasty. Drive me crazy. Ain't nothing I can do. We can make anything. We can make visionary ideas come to life. We can make fashion slow and sustainability fast. We can make anything. But whatever we make, let's make sense.
Browsing the web without NordVPN could mean sharing your personal data with more people than you think. Get NordVPN and protect your sensitive data from being spied on. NordVPN. Online security starts with a click.
Hi, I'm Dan McKinley from Sleep Country here in our Innovation Center. Chances are you have a linen closet full of bad pillows you don't use. Probably purchased them standing up in the aisle, smush your head down the plastic bag. At Sleep Country, we know your pillow is an important part of sleep. Your head weighs about 10 pounds, as much as a bowling ball. Your head and neck need proper support and alignment while you sleep. And one size does not fit all. For example, if you are a side sleeper, getting a pillow that fits between your shoulder and your neck is essential to get that deep, restful sleep. Or if you're a back sleeper, a flat and softer pillow may be the best sleep solution you need. Because we all sleep differently, we've created over 20 unique pillows. So no matter your sleep style, we'll find the pillow that's just perfect for you. Our sleep experts can provide you with a free pillow consultation to find your best fit. Visit us in-store or chat with us online. And right now, when you buy any one of our best-selling pillows, you'll get a second one free. Sleep well, stay well. Sleep Country.
Gene Craft is closed. Last time this happened 25 years ago, only the strong got through.
Never been in a position to lose so much.
If you don't change and you don't adapt, you're gone.
We don't know what the future is.
Deadliest Catch, all new, Tuesdays at 8 Eastern on Discovery.
In this game, there is no off-season.
Can you believe it?
Canadians enjoy this. Every week is another chance at greatness.
Kepka vaults into the lead.
And Golf Talk Canada's Mark Zecchino.
Gotta do your talking in this game with your clubs.
And Bob Weeks.
I was glued to my seat. I think a lot of people were.
Take you around the globe to cover golf's top stories and biggest stars.
It's a jam-packed hour.
Golf Talk Canada on TSN. Presented by TaylorMade.
I've had dreams that aren't just dreams. Am I crazy? I'm going to use that word in here.
If you want the truth, dear, you're going to have to fly me.
Time to fly.
After all these years, we're going back to where it all started. Back to the Matrix.
Eastern, and then the Kings and Oilers square off at Rogers Place in Edmonton at 10 Eastern. There's nothing better than these two words in sports, and they are Game 7, and these are on the ice. And we got some breaking news here on NFL Live, and for that we go to Adam Schefter for the latest out of New Orleans.
Shea, wide receiver Jarvis Landry, who was released earlier this offseason by the Cleveland Browns, now plans to sign with the New Orleans Saints. He announced the news on social media. If you go back and remember, shortly after he was cut, one of the first teams that he was in contact with was the New Orleans Saints. The Saints and the Chiefs out of the gate were most interested. And in the end, it comes back to the New Orleans Saints, who continue to work financial magic with their salary cap situation and squeeze in players like Jarvis Landry, like Tyrann Mathieu, and Chris Olave, their first-round draft pick who signed earlier today.
All right, Adam, thank you. And you mentioned there Tyrann Mathieu, who already hit the bird, good old Twitter, sent this out to Jarvis Landry. Let's do it like old time, soldier, because these two were teammates back in 2011 at LSU, and here's to hoping that the Saints can replicate that same kind of success those two had down in the Bayou. All right, let's go back to the NFL schedule here, because Week 1 will feature the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys won the NFC East last year, but the last time we saw Dak and company on the field, they were basically stumbling through the last seconds of a playoff game against the Niners. Tom Brady has also never lost to the Cowboys in his entire career. Is that streak really going to end in Week 1? We will find out. The Cowboys open the 2022 season with 2 consecutive home games for the first time since 2001, but it won't be easy, as the Buccaneers and Bengals will be coming to AT&T Stadium. The good news, though, for Dallas is that they have the easiest strength of schedule this season based on their opponent's win percentage last year. In the previous 10 years, the team entering the season with the easiest schedule has made the playoffs 7 times, with 4 of those teams making it to the conference championship game. And so, Nina, can the Cowboys capitalize on this easy slate that they have as we look ahead?
I think they can. The easy slate is in part because they are in the NFC East. They also get to play the AFC South. But I also think, that this roster is capable of winning. They did take a bit of a step back this year. You got to say that to anyone who doesn't believe the cap is real in the offseason. And there are some question marks. I mean, right tackle, I don't know, cornerback, not so sure about that. But here's the thing, Shay. If Dak Prescott returns to form and plays like he did in the first few weeks of last season, they should win the division because he is the best quarterback. But that has to happen because the rest of the roster has lost ground relative to some of the other teams.
Mina, I would say you can say 2 things can be true. The Cowboys roster might have gotten worse, but their team actually got better. I feel like they had too many mouths to feed in that receiver room last year with Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, and also CeeDee Lamb. So now, having gotten rid of Amari Cooper, it's going to allow them to get back to what their identity should be, and that should be relying on the running game and have the big play passing ability with those other receivers. Dak did play out of his mind at the beginning of last year, but he started to falter off because I felt like they had too many expectations for their wide receivers to be the ones leading their team to victory. Well, now they've got CeeDee Lamb, they've got Michael Gallup coming back off the injury, they added James Washington and Jalen Tolbert, but there's not the same type of onus to throw those guys the football because they're not making the money that Amari Cooper was making last year. So although the Cowboys roster might look like it's not as good, they still have ballers, shot callers, and guys with a whole lot of dollars in that locker room, and they can win.
What are we talking about here? We're doing all this discussion about personnel and stuff. This going to be the same Cowboys that we've seen every year almost, where they just start off, people buy into them, and then later on the season, they just fold up. So until the Cowboys prove me wrong, that's the story I'm
Here today. They hang on and win it by a run.
What now?
Putting together the Giants schedule, and you never know who might be trying to get their hands on. Hey, come on! Here's what I heard. I don't want to hear you talking about the schedule. They call me the plumber. No reason why. Oh, I love it! What's happening? Easy. passion for ice cream. Each item is all-turning, and I'm going to share with you intelligent options Sprint lines will be using to increase winnability throughout the 2022 season. What does this all mean? Anyway, I can sway you, it's only for a minute. I'm not here for a bit, and it's nothing to fight. Cowboys!
I love seeing the creativity from all the social media departments. Guys, is there anything that stood out to you last night that maybe you saw? The Cowboys, for me, utilizing the Stephen A. stuff was so good. Damien?
Yeah, I think the Chargers, the anime, that was, I really like that one, especially my kids really like that as well.
I bet. Robert?
Oh, yeah, Woody, I'm a Dragon Ball Z guy, so I love the anime, but man, did they take a shot at Mina? Come on, now you got to get back.
We'll get into that in just a second. Shefty, was there something maybe outside of your cameo for the Broncos that stood out?
Well, I love Stephen A. and the Cowboys any day of the week. I can listen to Stephen A. talk about Dallas 5, 6, 7 days a week, anytime. Bring more of that, please.
Fair enough. I agree with you. Now let's go back to the Mina thing. And that includes one more thing. Lost in all the chaos was the LA Chargers taking a shot at their very own Mina Kimes, which wasn't very nice. Mina, last minute of the show is yours.
Not nice.
To respond, go ahead.
Yeah. You know why this hurts so much, Shay? Because anyone who watched NFL Live all last season knows there is no one who defended the Chargers' fourth down decision more than me every time. And let me tell you, that's going to change. Next time the boy Wonder, well, he's older than me, but the boy Wonder tries to go for it on the 20 or whatever, I'm going to join everyone else, the naysayers. I might even scream about spreadsheets. I'm not going to try to explain process over results. I'm going to complain about nerds taking over football, because here's the thing. You didn't just make an enemy. You lost your best friend.
Okay, see, it's almost like that, a scripted, snapback. I'm here for that, Mina, and I agree with you. That's not fair. Why would you call that Mina like that?
I've been thinking about it the last 24 hours.
You had time to kind of process and let it really sink in. That is fair. The Chargers need as many on the bandwagon. I think that Kelvin is one of them, too. And so Mina's now jumping off, and I'm sorry for that. All right, this has been a really fun NFL Live, guys. The day after the schedule release, always fun. Also some breaking news. Again, as Adam Schefter pointed out to us, Jarvis Landry, now a member of the New Orleans Saints. For Damien Woody, Robert Griffin III, Adam Schefter, I am Shay Fournette. Thanks for hanging out with us here on NFL Live. We will be back. I still love the Chargers Monday. She can't help herself. She still loves the Chargers.
You know, she loves
And on the mound now, Corey Kluber. Comes in as a lifetime ERA just over 3. He's been pretty great most of his big career. Can't wait to watch him in this one. Bottom of the first, now the DH, Randy Arozarena. On the rolling track, and holds it in. Now batting Robert Bronco. In there for strike one.
They eat as if they were proposed by a coach. Moving on to the conference final. You people mock the idea of team culture.
He swings and hits a fly ball center field. Springer on the move. Falls in for the out.
Clinch out. Location of guys they go with.
2 outs, bases empty. Loud and play.
Game 6 no.
On the ground right side. Whips it to first. Loud and play. 3 up, 3 down. Inning over. Rays go in order. 1-2-3. Scoreless after 1.
The gold standard of NBA franchise.
And welcome back. And now Austin Meadows. And there's your strike. Looks like he sacrificed a pitch right down the middle for traffic and timing. Some good hitters will do that.
Gabe Vincent and Max Struz. They combined for 27 points and beat it hard and had 31.
And he did.
They do a great job developing players. They've been the best.
Right side.
All year long. And right now,
Brave takes it himself. That's one out, bottom of the second. And down there, the teammate short. And here's the dirt. And it's 1-1.
Look, man, heat culture is a very real thing. I read a great article about James Jackson.
And that one gets down fair ball.
That one gets in?
Over in 2008, only the Spurs have a higher
It works, right? It doesn't have to be impressive. He actually kind of over the break right here.
With like 9, 10, 11 guys deep in the playoffs. This team knows what guys fit their system. Like, it just works. There is a winning culture down there. You can't take it away from them. And for all the talk going into the playoffs about do the Heat have that guy that can close for them in the playoffs, man, kill that noise. His name is Jimmy Butler. Last night, he joined Dwayne Wade as the only player in Heat history to have 4 straight 30-point road playoff games. And against the Sixers, he averaged 16 points on nearly 60% shooting in the second half. He's having a better postseason right now than he had in 2020.
Yeah, Don. I mean, I'm not so sure it's a Heat culture or Heat culture personality, because you heard Jimmy Butler right after the game in the walk-off interview talking about Coach Pat. Pat Riley hasn't coached the Heat since 2008, and yet he's still thought of as the coach of that team. When they acquire players, they say, can he play for Pat Riley? They don't have to play for Pat Riley. He's an executive. But yet the Heat mindset, and yes, I will say the culture that he's instilled is successful, but also the Heat strategy. Because we've seen, basically, over the past decade, the majority of NBA Finals MVPs have been players acquired by free agency or trade. So this notion of draft or tank so you can draft better, that hasn't been working. The Heat way has worked more than any other way, even when the Heat aren't winning themselves.
Immediately on display in this series, right, with the 2 franchises, Mina Kimes around the horn field.
You know, something I saw a lot last night amongst Heat fans was culture over process, which on one hand sounds like a slogan for Greek yogurt, but on the other hand was undeniably true and borne out by some incredible individual performances. Collectively, guys, I mean, the Heat looked determined, well coached, clutch, and all of that in stark contrast to what we saw from Philadelphia, especially in the second half. Like, we can rave about Jimmy Butler, what he's done not only in this game, but in this series. But this was a team effort. They outworked them on the boards. They outworked them in transition. They played stifling defense. And when you've got a role player like Max Strus stepping up in a meaningful game with both his marksmanship and his passing, that's culture.
Like I told him back in. You know, when you talk about culture, it's also accountability. The one thing about the Heat, and this includes when LeBron was there, if things don't go right, the coach isn't leaving. The coach is going to stay there. So to Mina's point, they're all pulling in the same direction. They all play hard. They actually look like they like playing with one another. Imagine that compared to the other team that they were playing.
They were
actually enjoying being out there.
grievances publicly during a game a few months ago. But you're right. And I think you're all giving credit to Eric Spoelstra, though nobody mentioned the game of Eric Spoelstra in this discussion. So I'm mute there. Let's move on, because the post game from Joel Embiid and Doc Rivers and the entire fallout here for Philadelphia.
Embiid, wide-ranging in diagnosis of this team. Everybody has to get better, he said. Harden wasn't the Harden of his MVP years. He said, how do we let Jimmy Butler go, he asked. Rivers, wide-ranging in his diagnosis of his coaching. After questions about his future, he said he sees himself as a terrific coach, and nobody had them going far when he took over. What? And then Daryl Morey today said the plan is to bring Doc back and bring Harden back as well. Frank Isola, how do you diagnose this year's failure? Doc's defiance there, and Embiid's critique, and Morey keeping Doc and Harden. Yeah, Doc was really testing. I kept waiting for someone to say, Doc, do you think you could win a championship with James Harden as your point guard? Because that was the big question to him last year with Ben Simmons, and he said, I'm not sure I can answer that question. You know, if they're going to make Doc the fall guy, I think it's unfair. This, to me, is all about James Harden. He wanted to be traded to the Philadelphia 76ers, and look at the way that he played in their last 2 games. Game 5 on the road, and then last night to close that game. How did Luka Doncic play in the closeout game? How did Giannis Antetokounmpo play in a road game with a series tied at 2-2? Harden last year, explain this to me. How Harden last year against Milwaukee, on one leg in a Game 7, attempted 17 shots and went to the free throw line 10 times. Last night, 9 shots, 2 in the second half, no free throws. I don't get it. He looked so disinterested. That was, and I like James Harden, that was a disgraceful performance by a great player. Disgraceful. Mina Kimes, your view of it.
I mean, I don't disagree with anything Frank said, but I don't see how Harden's terrible performance absolves Doc Rivers in this series. You know, you asked us to assess their assessments. What Joel Embiid said while maybe a little bit blunt, was accurate, whereas Doc Rivers just came across as so defensive. I can't get over what he said. Tony, it was actually, he said, when I came here, when I joined Philadelphia, no one expected us to win. What? 2 years before that, you almost made it to the Sixers almost made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, if not for a buzzer beater. How is he positioning them, retconning them as some sort of underdog, coupled with the lack of adjustments in the series, the early insistence on using DeAndre Jordan? Frank, he's not the fall guy. He's the guy who's got to go.
Yeah, Dante. Well, I could say I was never rooting so hard for a team to be eliminated as the Sixers, mainly because I just couldn't stand to see Joel Embiid suffering out there the last couple games. He was in so much pain. He went to the ground like 6 or a dozen times last night. I just wanted him put out of his misery. I didn't realize we were going to get such great post-game sound. Maybe I should have learned the lesson from last year. But, you know, lost amid all of that, I think, was the question they have to ask. A lot of blame is being put on Harden. Embiid is trying his best, but you have to ask how far his best will get you. And this is yet another year in which he's been hampered by injuries in the playoffs. This is a consistent thing that he's been through. Maybe they're not all his fault. Maybe they're not all wear and tear. They could be acute injuries, but it's consistent throughout his career. He doesn't play all the way through the regular season. His 68 games he played this year, the most of his career. He's never play more than 70 games in a season. So can he be your guy that you can jump on his back if he's going to start having back issues come playoff time?
And Justin Tinsley. Outside of the Lakers, and maybe even more so than the Lakers, I can't think of a team who's going to have a more chaotic offseason than Philly. Like only the Hawks, the Wizards, and the Clippers have gone longer without a conference finals appearance. And look, it feels like Doc is going to be made the scapegoat here. Maybe he should be. And who the hell knows what's going to happen with James Harden? Then there's this reality. Here's the thing. Philly is completely wasting Joel Embiid's primes. I know he won't say that, but I know he's feeling it. Last night, James Harden went 2 of 19 on